Welcome back to Yokchi-Conscious Spoken Word, Awaken Moment Podcast. Today's podcast is about connecting to the spiritual algorithm using self-hypnosis. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through what the spiritual algorithm is and also what is self-hypnosis. And we're also going to go through how to create positive suggestion. So this episode is going to be in 3 or 4 parts, right? In the first part, we're going to talk about the spiritual algorithm. We're going to talk about how to create a positive suggestion and how to use self-hypnosis with visualization training to connect the whole bundle, right? So let's get into it. So what is an algorithm? So an algorithm, think of it, our brain is like a computer. It's a very advanced computer, right? So what we need to do is give the brain the instruction and the rules for the computer, which is our brain, to complete a particular task, right? So once we give the computer that particular instruction and task to do, it's gonna actually do it through the subconscious mind, which I'll explain deeper as we go in. For example, when we go on a Google search engine, what we're gonna do, we type in specific keywords into the search engine to find a product or service or a website. Like for example, if you type in Yokchi Healing Arts or Yokchi-Conscious Spoken Word, that would be my algorithm. So once you type that in, all my service will come up, or all my poetry, or all my music, because I've created an algorithm to be able to connect with all the business and the podcast together, right? So by generating that algorithm in the search engine, it gives you the website and all the other service. So here it goes. Here's the flip side of it. So when we literally put this, the instructions and the rule in our brain, which is our computer, the advanced version of the computer, what it is, it gives us an output. Meaning when I say, when we type in keywords, for example, so at the point of understanding, so we understand this part of it where we're going. So the brain is a computer, and the thoughts and ideas that we put into our subconscious mind is the instructions and the rules that we give ourselves to either achieve the goal or self-sabotage. So this would, hear it now, this would be like a search engine to create the algorithm for your subconscious mind, and the keywords and phrases will need to tell yourself to find whatever information that you have in your subconscious mind and create this activity, right? So what I'm saying is that once you understand how to create these keywords and these positive suggestions for your subconscious mind, then those becomes the instruction and the rules that you need to be able to connect with the algorithm of your subconscious mind using self-hypnosis. Let's go on to the other part. I made sure I wrote enough information so this way I could give it to you. Okay, here we go. So at this point, understanding how the algorithm works. So now we understand how the algorithm works for your subconscious mind and be able to connect yourself spiritually to the algorithm, right? Work in the subconscious mind. At this point, we're going to go into showing you how to use keywords and phrases. So the next section is going to go into keywords and phrases and how to create a positive suggestion in the format. So we're going to go through a format of what we need to do to be able to create a positive suggestion and how to implement it in your subconscious mind and also in your spiritual algorithm. All right? So the second part of the segment, connecting to your spiritual algorithm using self-hypnosis, we're going to be talking about how to create positive suggestion, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to give you a few steps that you definitely need to create positive suggestion to maximize your success output of your suggestion. So what it is, to create a positive suggestion for your subconscious mind with self-hypnosis requires a few steps. I'm stuttering. Requires a few steps. Step 1. Suggestion. Suggestion is important. Step 2, behavior. Step 3 is going to be feeling. Step 4 is your attitude. And step 5 is behavior, right? So once you put those all together, all those 5 steps together, it's going to help you maximize your output. So this way you have a better understanding and structure how to put it together. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you an example of how to structure it and how it sounds when you have a negative suggestion for your subconscious mind and a positive suggestion. So this example is a golfer going golfing. So here we go. The example goes like this. The golfer goes out on the golf course. He sees a huge water puddle in front of his eyes, right? The first thought that comes to his mind is that he's going to hit the golf ball inside the water puddle, right? So simply what he did, it was create a negative suggestion for his own self in his subconscious mind. So then what happens, his body is going to actually react to what he just told himself. He's going to actually hit the golf ball inside the puddle. Sorry about that. So the best way to rephrase that is like this. So here's the full rephrasing, write it in a positive structure using all the things that I explained at the top. Suggestion, believable, feeling, attitude, and behavior will give you the outcome of a successful positive phrasing. So it goes like this. The golfer could easily say to himself, every time he sees a water puddle on the golf course, so we're being specific, I am going to be calm, relaxed, and in control of my swing. Got it so far? I'm going to flow through the complete swing, through my hips, core, shoulders, and keeping my body and eyes aligned. So we're telling exactly what we were given the rule, aligned. Directing the golf ball into the 8th hole, winning the competition, and taking home the trophy. So what he did is it was more specific, more detailed, and he's going to complete the task. So by getting his body aligned and his mind in the right set to win the competition and bring home the trophy, what it does, it gives the mind a satisfaction of what's the outcome, what is he going to get from it. So by creating that positive suggestion in a better format, now it gives you a better output. So this way you better understand how to do it. And just keep in mind is this. So now we understand how we understand the difference between a negative suggestion for your subconscious mind and a positive suggestion. So once we understand that, right, we're able to create positive suggestion in keywords and phrases. So just keep in mind the keywords are instructions and rules that you need to program your mind like a computer program, right? So once you give your mind the proper instructions and the rules that you want it to do, is going to actually apply the specific task, right? So once you have had the keywords and positive suggestion, this is where you can now put in the keywords and put positive suggestion into the search engine of your subconscious mind. So keep in mind, your subconscious mind is the search engine and the brain is a computer. So by programming the brain with the right positive suggestion and then you apply those keywords in the search engine of your subconscious mind, is going to give you a greater output. And that is a formula for how you create positive suggestion to be able to apply it, achieve it, and watch it come through. All right? Perfect. One. Welcome back to Yokchi-Conscious Spoken Word, part 3 of connecting to your spiritual algorithm using self-hypnosis technique. So part 3, we're going to talk about how to use self-hypnosis technique with visualization training and mental imagery. And if you need any help with guided meditation, you can visit our playlist on Spotify, YouTube, or literally any streaming platform, and you'll find our guided meditation series, right? And those guided meditation series will help with relaxation and get you into a state of relaxing your mind. And with this part of it, creating, using self-hypnosis and visualization, the mental imagery, it works on many different levels. So you could also work with music artists that's looking to have a music block. They're creative, they come out of that creative a block. Or you could use it for your spiritual healing. You could use it for overcoming obstacle, trauma. You could use it for motivation. Don't look at it as a program, but look at it as a tool that you could use just about for anything that's going on in your life. Even for, I said coaching, creative visualization, and we also do past life regression, past life before that. So before your past life. So we could use that in this aspect based on the whole thing that we just set up. All right, so we got through that. So let's get into how to set it up. So first thing that we need to do when you're setting up your visualization and self-hypnosis and mental imagery, it's important that you set aside time for practicing and setting up the visualization and self-hypnosis. The reason why I say set aside at least 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes before you go to bed. So if you set up the 15 minutes in the morning, what it does, it gets your day started in the morning with your affirmation, with your progressive suggestion that you did, even the guided meditation. And when you do that also at night, when you do it at night, it's really good because at night, that's the last thing you hear at night. So again, you set that time at night to be able to do that 15 minutes of your guided meditation along with your progressive suggestioning that you created, right? So pretty much here's a tip that I'll say. So here's one of the tips. So what you could do in the morning or before you put it in your phone. You put it in your phone, you set a time for affirmation, progressive self-hypnosis, and visualization on your phone. So when your phone goes off, what it is going to do is going to condition your mind. So once you're conditioning your mind over and over at those set time, your mind becomes very focused and becomes very diligent to be able to achieve what you want to do because you're structuring a set information and rules in your subconscious mind by programming the things in your phone, the time before you go to bed and at night. And the other thing that I want to make sure I put clear is that try not to eat before your self-hypnosis and visualization and mental imagery training because you're going to need that energy. You don't want to be overly full, right? Because when you're overly full, it takes away from you being able to like focus in. Step 2. So the step 2 in your visualization, becoming intensely relaxed and calm. Again, if you have no experience with doing self-hypnosis, that's where the guided meditation comes in and it helps you get into that relaxed state. So once you get into that relaxed state, it makes a difference because then here we go. Remember in part 2, we talked about how to create progressive suggestion, how to put it in practice, how to write it out, the structure, the formula, what we need. So once you have written out a structure or paragraph that you need, what you want to do is able to get into it and visualize it and use imagery. So I'm going to give you an example. Here's an example of an individual comes in and wants to lose weight, but in the process of wanting to lose weight, they also want to be they'll have a fitness model show. So this is how I set it up. So it goes, she wants a total, ripped, and defined physical and more muscular tone. So what I'm doing, I'm writing out the structure for her. So this way she can visualize it and we'll go through that. So she wants her leg, arm, shoulder, chest, 32-inch waist, back tone. So she wants her back really toned. Well, she's going to train 4 times a week. So being specific, she's going to train 4 times a week. One day is going to be for cardio on a cardio day. And what she's all going to do is lose 20 pounds in 4 months. So we're also making it more realistic. So give her that time in 4 months. And the steps, what she's going to do to lose the weight in 4 months is this. I will meal prep all my meals for the whole week. So this is what you're writing through the script, and this is what you're instructing your subconscious mind what you're going to be doing. I'll be meal prepping all my meals for the week. Balance protein, veggies, and carb. I will also be drinking 1 liter of water. So what we're doing is creating a whole story, like a whole movie for your subconscious mind. So when you create that whole movie, this is where it starts to